Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bex. This is the Novel Nana. Today we are going to do a book tag that I was tagged by Qwordy. It is the 2 books, 1 stone tag, original creator. I have written down the questions. I will try to also link those in the descriptions, as well as the original creator of the tag for you. So let's get started with the 2 books, 1 stone book tag. There are 10 questions, and I'm just going to read them off the paper and then give you my answer. So question number 1 is the second to last book you have read. So I actually have 2 TBRs. So I couldn't remember which one was the last one or the second to last one. So I'm just going to show you both of them. One, We the Animals. Let me take that off there. We the Animals. Can you guys see that? It's a really interesting book, to say the least. It's not really, how do I describe this? It's a boy's tale, basically, of his home life growing up and his discovery about his own sexuality, his own feelings, and his perception of what a mother and father and their relationship should be, as opposed to what it actually was. I think it's based in either New York or New Jersey. I can't remember. But anyway, it's a quick read. It is at times hard to read just because of the content, but it doesn't follow the norm. Anyway, so it's either We the Animals, and it's by Justin Torres, or I might have read this one second to last. I'm not even sure, but this one is Simon Beckett, The Chemistry of Death. I always take the book covers off so I don't ruin them, but anyway, really interesting read. It's kind of like a murder mystery thriller suspense, but it also takes you through the science of it. So really good. Actually, I really liked this book a lot. So anyway, that's that one for number 2. For number 3, question number 2. Second book from the top of your TBR. As I told you before, I do have 2 separate bookshelves in my office, and they each have a section on them where it's just for my TBR, which is books to be read. Anyway, so on that, I also have 2 books, which is fitting, I guess, the 2 books, 1 stone. So this is Victoria Aveyard, The Red Queen. Now, honestly, I think I'm on page 310, so I haven't quite finished it all, but there's only, I think, 1 chapter left, so I'm just going to call it. So this would be the second book from the TBR. Then I have Keeper, which was on my other TBR, and it's by Kim Chance. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I love Kim Chance, her channel. She's very personable, sweet. But anyway, I have never really read a whole lot of fantasy. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this one. It's Keeper by Kim Chance. The next question, number 3, is 2 2-star books that I have read. Okay. The Cell, Stephen King. I was so disappointed, guys. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. But honestly, I don't really like all his books. If you could see my shelf behind me, I don't know, I might be able to turn you, but can you kind of see all the Stephen King right here in this general area? But anyway, let me fix that again. Anyway, I was not impressed at all with The Cell. Very, very disappointed. I hated the ending, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. It did have a lot of interesting parts. Just wasn't for me. The other book that I give a 2-star is V.C. Andrews' Out of the Attic. Now, this is going to give away my age a lot because when I was a young girl, I'm thinking maybe probably 6th, 7th grade, somewhere around there, I had found V.C. Andrews, a whole collection of her books. And at that time, I literally was reading them like wildfire. I had read quite a few of her series. She has several. But this one, I wasn't too impressed with. But it's supposed to be the story of the grandpa in the first one, Flowers in the Attic, one of her first books, or in that series, the first book in that series, Flowers in the Attic. The grandpa's name is Malcolm. Well, this is the story of Malcolm as a young boy. And actually, it's more so the story of his mother. But I only gave it 2 stars. It just didn't really live up to the saga that was the Flowers in the Attic. So anyway, Out of the Attic, I gave 2 stars. Okay, number 4, 2 great books by the same author. Okay, obviously you guys know I'm going to pick Stephen King. So I chose Rose Madder, very creepy book, but I loved it. And of course, It. Now this is a huge chunkamunka book, okay? Huge. But it's so good. The imagery alone is just like, it's so awesome. It's scary. It's intense. It's very vivid. I just really love Stephen King. So those are my 2 choices. Then number 5, question number 5, is 2 books you wish you had bailed on. Now, obviously, I've already held that book up, but The Cell by Stephen King, I so wish I would not have wasted my time on that one. So I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I would have DNF'd it, did not finish. But I did finish it. So disappointing. The other one is The Outsider. I really wasn't impressed with this one either. So Stephen King, come on, step it up. I love Stephen King, but I just was not a fan of The Outsider, and I was not a fan of The Cell. So, question number 6. 2 faves this year so far. So, I have not, as you can see, can you see that? I have only this side left to go. Can you see that? I've read quite a bit, but I haven't yet finished it. But so far, I'm liking it. I like the characters. I love the world. I do like the magic system. And I myself am writing a new mini-series in a genre that I haven't been writing in, but I wanted to try my hand at, and it's in the fantasy genre. So I'm really happy to start exploring other authors and fantasy stories. So far, I'm really liking Children of Blood and Bone, and it is by Henry Holt. So anyway, I haven't quite finished it yet, but so far I'm really liking it. And then, let's see, the other favorite this year so far was The Mind Connection by Joyce Meyer. I am almost through with it. I can't remember if it's in the room right now, in the bedroom, or in the front room. But anyway, it's by Joyce Meyer. It's called The Mind Connection. It's really good. I love it. It kind of reminds me of some of her throwback writing and insights. But anyway, those are 2 of my favorites this year. And then number 7, 2 new favorite booktubers. Okay, guys, this question I'm probably not going to be able to answer as I have not really been on BookTube. I know that it's a different community outside of AuthorTube, so it's a smaller niche in the YouTube universe. But I do know that a friend of mine, Meadow, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, Lamoureux, I'm not sure. She knows who she is, and I will link her channel for you. But I did watch some of her book reviews and things, and I really do like her. I don't know about any other ones. I've watched Qwordy, but I know that she's been on forever and a day, so she's really not new to BookTube. So anyway, that's my answer for that question. Number 8, or 8, whatever's easier. A book that you've read twice. Obviously, you guys, if you know me, you'll know the answer to this right away. The Thief of Always by Clive Barker. It's one of my all-time favorites as a child, and even as an adult now, I still find myself every couple of years going back and rereading this book and remembering why I fell in love with it in the first place. It's such a... It just has a lot of nostalgia for me. I love this book. I love the simplicity of the writing. I love how it just draws you into this magical world. And, you know, the theme of the book and the characters of the book, to me, were really just so right on point. And, it, you know, I read it as a kid. Like, I don't even remember, probably maybe in the, I want to say I was 12, maybe the 7th grade or 6th grade. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's The Thief of Always. I genuinely love this story. It has some very heartbreaking moments. It has a lot of kind of mystery, suspense, magic. Has all kinds of stuff in it. But I love the creatures. I love the world that he built. So The Thief of Always by Clive Barker, that's a book that I've read over and over, not just twice, but for this question, it fits the category. The next one that I've read more than twice is Joyce Meyer, Battlefield of the Mind, and I previously mentioned this in one of the other questions, but this book really changed how I view things, how I think about things. I am a person, I don't call myself religious, but I am a spiritual person. I do have great faith, and this book, it just really opened my mind, you know, to how your thoughts affect your entire life, you know, not just on a day-to-day basis, but, you know, overall. It's such a good read, and even if you're not a faith-based person, I suggest this book to anybody and everybody. To me, it really did change my perspective and my point of view on how I think and what thoughts I allow to set up root, you know, in my head. Anyway, it's The Battlefield of the Mind. Joyce Meyer, great book. Love it. Read it many times, more than twice. Anytime I need a refresher, kind of just to remind myself to, you know, really pay attention to what I'm thinking about. But anyway, the next question, number 9, 2 favorite quotes that I've read. So for one, comes from the book Courageous by Randy Alcorn. I have it marked out here, so I will just read it to you. And the quote is, "Remain like a child in the best sense, not the immature, but the innocence." So I really love that quote, just kind of reminding you to see things more like a child, to accept, at least that's what the quote means to me, to accept a way of thinking and living that, you know, has no ulterior motive, that is just innocent. And, you know, children always want to be helpful. They want to be loving and friendly and kind. And that's what I think. And they're not, you know, so tainted by the world and the things that are going on, even in, you know, a small child's relationships of who they know. They don't judge and things. So that's why I like this quote. It's not about the immaturity, but it's about capturing that innocence again. Anyway, that was the quote that I liked from Courageous. And the other quote is from Edgar Allan Poe that I really love. It's from Childhood's Hour. I have not been as others were, and I have not seen as others saw. I've always loved that quote, and I have it on a my corkboard over here out of frame. You can't see it, but it's one of those things that I absolutely love the quote. I relate to the quote, and I think that most writers pretty much would relate to that quote. So anyway, that's my two favorite quotes. And then the last question, number 10, we've made it, guys. Number 10, last question, tag others in a number divisible by 2. So let's see. I will tag Kate Kavanaugh and Caro Brown. So there you guys have it. I've done the book tag. Qwordy, I did it. I told you I would, and I did it. Thank you for tagging me, Qwordy. I appreciate it. And now I'm going to make sure that I link everybody's, or I'll put in the description everyone's links. And Caro, you have been tagged, and Kate, you have been tagged. So I hope that you find the time to do this. And thanks, guys, for watching. I sure appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye. Let me see if I can turn this thing off now.